It can seem overwhelming, can it? I mean, even Jesus got overwhelmed. But hey, good Tuesday morning, everybody. It is Morning Gospel Coffee. Our Gospel today is from Matthew chapter 9, verses 32 through 38. Interesting scene, and God is good in this. It is the scene where Jesus, he's doing a lot. He's cured a demonic, and he has some people criticize him, religious leaders. It says he went to all these towns and villages, is curing people, and he sees all these people in need. And he wants to help them. He has pity for them, and he wants to. He says, "The laborers are few, and the harvest is many." And he's like, "Send more people." And I think it's easy to fall. We look in our world today, and I know I'm going to be a little bit preachy, but this is from my experience. I can look in the world, see in the world, there is so much to do. Seems like there's so much to do. There seems like there's so much. There's so many people hurting. There's so much frustration. I get frustrated at times again with church leadership. Even though I'm part of church leadership, it's like, what's going on, and what I'm doing here has no effect, and it gets frustrating and it gets depressing. Last night, we were at a book club. I'm part of a book club, a long book club. I've been part of it 17 years, and they've been going longer than that. We're reading a book by Sister Joan Chittister, and one of the persons, she made a comment. Forgive me, I know she watches this video, forgive me the exact question, but we're talking about being overwhelmed by all this work. And Sister Joan quoted St. Catherine of Siena saying, "It doesn't matter how effective we are, it's about being faithful." And I paraphrase that. And it's that good thing. It reminds me that, it's not about the number of jobs. It's about being hopeful. And here's how I interpret this. And what gets me through is it's about being hopeful that I can at least make some change. Being hopeful that God is working through me to make the changes that I can. And reflecting this morning, just thinking back on my life, there have been moments when I really wanted to give up. I mean, I remember one time, I think it was my second or third year in college, and it was in the summer, and it didn't look like I was going to have the money to get back to college, and I was really, really upset about it. I didn't tell anyone because that's me. But I remember praying for it, and it had all worked out. And I think every moments in my life when I give up and I kind of let go, something happens and it works through. And then, of course, there's moments like I talked about yesterday. There are moments that I cause, but it's like, okay, here's what God tells me to do. He asks for forgiveness, be humble, and it works out. So it's being faithful to that belief that God will make all things work out. And for me, again, another critical scene in the gospel is always Jesus in the garden. When he was balking at, anxious about what's about to do. He says, okay, I'm going to be faithful to the Father's love. And so that gets me through. And I think that's the harvesters, the workers, the harvesters, but the laborers are few. The laborers aren't the people actually. I think it's about the work. I think it's the number of us who actually can believe. The laborers are actually those who can believe that change can happen, that God is working in this world. I think too many of us don't believe this, and we just give up. We get this fatalistic attitude. So maybe it's just being judgmental. But so are we faithful? Are we working to be faithful? I think that's a challenge for this. In the midst of what seems to be chaos in this world today, children being hurt and damaged. Reading about some young man who was killed by another man because he's listening to rap music. It's like, what's going on? But can I be faithful to that God is working with us, me, to make a change, and the changes that I can make? There you go. Okay, guys, enjoy the day. I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.